Red Tails, 2012. This is an American war film based on a true historical event, focusing on the Tuskegee Airmen, a group of African-American pilots who participated in World War II. The film narrates their journey as they overcome racial discrimination and prove their capabilities through challenging combat missions. In 1944, as the aerial war over Europe reached a deadly climax, American fighter pilots faced a dire challenge. Instead of closely supporting bombers, many fighters sought personal glory by engaging in dogfights. This tactic often played directly into the hands of Axis forces. Once enemy fighters lured them away, German anti-aircraft fire concentrated on the now vulnerable bombers. These planes, weighed down by heavy payloads and minimal maneuverability, became easy targets. Many were destroyed mid-air, their crews unable to bail out in time, leaving nothing but fiery wreckage behind. Amid this chaos, the 332nd Fighter Group, later known as the Tuskegee Airmen, was deployed to the front lines. Their core team included seasoned pilots, Captain Martin, Lieutenant Lightning McGee, Sergeant Moji, and Rookie. Tasked primarily with neutralizing German ground targets, they flew outdated P-40 Warhawks, planes deemed unfit for advanced missions. Despite these limitations, the squadron operated with determination, relentlessly hunting mobile Axis convoys and key installations. During one such mission, the squadron spotted a German train below. Initially appearing undefended, the train's guards quickly revealed hidden anti-aircraft guns. A sudden barrage of flak engulfed the 332nd. In the chaos, their captain realized his mistake, underestimating the threat, and ordered an immediate counterattack. Despite sustaining damage, including a critical hit to Rookie's wing, the squadron pressed on. Rookie managed to keep control, narrowly avoiding disaster. Meanwhile, Lightning took decisive action. Flying ahead of the train, he maneuvered into position to disable it from an unprotected angle. With precision and nerve, he unleashed a devastating assault that derailed the entire convoy. Though a shard from the wreck ricocheted off his cockpit, he emerged unscathed. His daring heroics earned the admiration of his team, a shining moment of resilience in an otherwise harrowing battle. Back at the airfield, the squadron returned battered but determined. Their planes, riddled with bullet holes and shrapnel, told the story of their grueling engagement.
What did you do?
Ground crews worked tirelessly to patch up the old P-40 Warhawks, their frustration evident as they struggled with limited resources. The Tuskegee Airmen, however, remained undeterred. Despite the prejudice they faced even from their own military, their resolve grew stronger with every mission. Meanwhile, the squadron's leadership fought an uphill battle for recognition. Commanders at the Pentagon remained skeptical of the unit's capabilities, viewing them as expendable. The airmen's commanding officer, Colonel A.J. Bullard, took it upon himself to confront these biases head-on. Standing before senior officials, he demanded meaningful assignments for his men, arguing that they were as capable as any unit in the military. His words carried weight, but the true test would come in the skies. The Tuskegee Airmen soon received their orders: escort Allied bombers during a high-stakes invasion of Italy. This mission marked a pivotal moment for the 332nd. Equipped with outdated planes and burdened by the expectations of failure, they prepared for battle. For these men, the mission was more than just another sortie. It was their chance to prove, once and for all, that they belonged in the fight. The day of the invasion arrived, and the 332nd Fighter Group took to the skies with a mix of anticipation and determination. Hundreds of bombers soared toward their target, carrying the weight of the Allied effort. For the Red Tails, this was no ordinary mission. It was an opportunity to show the world what they were capable of. Despite the odds, they flew into the fray, their red-tailed aircraft cutting through the clouds like a banner of defiance. As the bombers approached their objective, German fighters descended with brutal precision. The Luftwaffe pilots, confident in their superiority, underestimated the resolve of the Tuskegee Airmen. The skies became a maelstrom of machine gun fire and twisting dogfights. Initially caught off guard, the 332nd quickly adapted, forming a protective shield around the bombers. Their discipline and teamwork began to shift the tide of the battle. One by one, German planes fell from the sky, victims of the Red Tails' tenacity. Lightning, leading the charge, engaged in a harrowing duel with a skilled German ace. Their planes spiraled and twisted in a deadly ballet, each pilot pushing their machine to its limit. Lightning's quick reflexes and daring maneuvers ultimately prevailed, sending the enemy ace plummeting to the ground. The mission, however, came at a cost. Rookie sustained heavy damage during the engagement, his aircraft barely making it back to the base. Despite their losses, the squadron achieved the unthinkable. They successfully protected every bomber under their care. Their performance not only saved countless lives, but also began to change perceptions within the military. As the 332nd landed, weary but victorious, the significance of their success was undeniable. They had not only completed their mission, but had also taken a crucial step toward earning the respect and equality they deserved. For the Tuskegee Airmen, the battle was far from over, but this victory marked a turning point in their journey. The aftermath of the mission reverberated far beyond the airfield. News of the 332nd Fighter Group's remarkable performance began to spread, challenging the deeply ingrained prejudices within the military hierarchy. Yet, recognition did not come easily. At briefings and debriefings, senior commanders grudgingly acknowledged the squadron's success while still questioning their capabilities. The men of the Red Tails knew that one victory was not enough. They had to continue proving themselves, mission after mission. Meanwhile, back at the base, the squadron worked tirelessly to repair their battered aircraft. The aging P-40 Warhawks bore the scars of battle, yet they were all the airmen had. Ground crews scrambled to patch the holes and replace shattered parts, often improvising with limited resources. Among the pilots, the camaraderie that had grown through shared struggles shone brightly. Lightning, as always, found ways to lift spirits, cracking jokes and recounting his daring escapades with flair. However, beneath the surface, tensions simmered. The weight of constant discrimination and the pressure to excel wore heavily on the airmen. Colonel Bullard remained a steadfast leader, rallying his men with unwavering belief in their abilities. His determination resonated deeply, inspiring the squadron to push forward despite the challenges. The next assignment came swiftly, a high-stakes operation to escort Allied bombers on a critical mission into enemy territory. This time, the stakes were even higher. The 332nd was tasked with defending the bombers against the newest German aircraft, faster and deadlier than before. As the briefing concluded, the airmen exchanged determined glances. They knew the mission ahead would test their skills, courage, and unity like never before. As dawn broke, the Red Tails climbed into their cockpits, the hum of engines echoing across the airfield. Their planes, now bearing the distinctive red markings that would become their legacy, roared down the runway and into the sky. For the Tuskegee Airmen, this was more than a mission. It was another chance to carve their names into history. The mission unfolded with a sense of foreboding as the Red Tails soared alongside the bombers, their red-painted tails glinting in the morning sun. High above enemy territory, the stillness of the air was shattered by the roar of German fighters descending at full speed. These were no ordinary adversaries. The Luftwaffe had deployed its state-of-the-art Messerschmitt Me-262 jet fighters, faster and more powerful than anything the Tuskegee Airmen had faced before. The attack was swift and merciless. German jets tore through the formation, targeting bombers with devastating precision. The 332nd Fighter Group responded immediately, breaking off to intercept the attackers. In the chaos, the Red Tails fought valiantly, relying on their superior tactics and relentless determination to even the odds. Captain Lightning McGee led the charge, weaving through the sky with fearless precision, drawing enemy fire away from the bombers. The battle was fierce and unforgiving. One by one, the Red Tails engaged the enemy jets. Their outdated planes pushed to the limits of endurance. Rookie, still recovering from his previous injuries, found himself locked in a desperate duel with a German ace. Despite his damaged aircraft, he held his ground, determined not to let the bombers fall under his watch. By the time the skies cleared, the bombers had reached their targets, delivering a decisive blow to enemy infrastructure. The Red Tails had taken heavy losses, but their mission was a success. Their valor in the face of overwhelming adversity left an indelible mark, not just on the war effort, but on the very fabric of military history. But proud, the airmen knew that their fight was far from over, but they had taken one more step toward changing the world. At the same time, Rookie was found to have survived his harrowing encounter, though his injuries left him grounded indefinitely. The young pilot struggled with feelings of guilt and frustration, wishing he could continue fighting alongside his brother. Senior commanders, who had once doubted their abilities, could no longer ignore their contributions. For the first time, the Red Tails began to receive recognition, albeit grudgingly, for their exceptional service. Their success in escorting bombers without a single loss had become a point of pride within the Allied command. Despite this progress, prejudice still lingered. At a nearby officers' club, some of the Tuskegee Airmen attempted to celebrate their victory, only to face open hostility from white officers. Fists clenched and tempers flared, but Colonel Bullard intervened, reminding his men that their battle extended beyond the skies. They were fighting for something much greater than themselves. The loss of Lightning weighed heavily on the squadron, but his spirit became a rallying cry. His daring courage inspired them to push forward, knowing their efforts were paving the way for future generations. The Red Tails were no longer just a squadron. They were a symbol of resilience, a force to be reckoned with, and a testament to the power of unity in the face of adversity. The Tuskegee Airmen's journey was far from over, and the battles ahead would demand even greater resolve. With the loss of Lightning still fresh, the 332nd Fighter Group prepared for their next assignment, escorting Allied bombers into the heart of enemy territory. This mission would take them deeper into Germany than ever before, where resistance was expected to be fierce and unrelenting. Equipped with their newly issued P-51 Mustangs, marked with their signature red tails, the squadron took to the skies once more. These state-of-the-art planes offered better speed and firepower, giving the airmen a fighting chance against the Luftwaffe's formidable jet fighters. For the Red Tails, these aircraft were not just tools of war. They were a symbol of the trust they had finally begun to earn. As they approached their target, the skies filled with the ominous roar of German interceptors. The Luftwaffe, aware of the Red Tails' reputation, was determined to break their streak of success. The ensuing battle was a spectacle of bravery and chaos. Planes weaved through the air in intricate dances of life and death, tracer rounds streaking like comets across the horizon. The squadron's unity and discipline shone through as they methodically protected the bombers, refusing to let a single one fall. In the thick of the fighting, one of the Red Tails' most skilled pilots, Ace, faced off against a German jet ace renowned for his lethal proficiency. The duel was a test of skill, willpower, and endurance. Ace's Mustang, though outmatched in speed, danced through the air with agility, exploiting every weakness in his opponent's maneuvers. After a grueling exchange, Ace emerged victorious, sending the German ace spiraling to the ground. By the time the bombers completed their mission and turned for home, the Red Tails had once again proven their mettle. The price, however, was steep. Several planes were lost. They knew that every mission, every loss, and every victory brought them closer to the ultimate goal. A world where courage and skill, not the color of one's skin, defined a soldier's worth. The Red Tails were no longer just fighting. They were rewriting history. The final chapters of the Red Tails story carried both triumph and sorrow as their legacy began to take shape amidst the chaos of war. With each mission, the Tuskegee Airmen solidified their reputation as one of the most disciplined and effective units in the Allied forces. The skepticism they had once faced now turned to respect,